Welcome to the Flex Forward podcast, where grit meets growth. With your host, Nic Espanet, bringing you stories of resilience, reinvention, and the real climb to success.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Flex Forward podcast. Today, we're joined by Venu. Venu works for Global Payments and Worldpay. I'm going to let him give you a little more information about that. Venu, welcome to the Flex Forward podcast. We're glad to have you. Can you let our listeners know a little bit more about you and about what you do on your day-to-day?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Glad to be on this podcast. I've heard so many amazing things about this podcast, so it's looking forward to spending time with you and the rest of the viewers. Hi, I'm Venu Yeluripati. I work for Global Payments, part of WorldPay that just got recently acquired by Global Payments. We provide embedded payments and financial services for software platforms. We help software platforms integrate payment processing directly into their software systems, while we handle all of the onboarding, risk, compliance, payouts, everything through technology, API-enabled platforms. So we are all about helping our software platforms succeed in the payment processing world. And I personally handle all of the partners' experience, all of our partners that get onboarded onto our platform. So we are responsible for bringing them on board, maintaining and managing them, and making sure that they're successful in their day-to-day operations and continue to grow with us at Global.
Nice. Sounds very, very interesting. So as you've gone through your journey to get to where you're at today, there's probably been lots of competition in different areas. What's something that has set you apart that's helped you achieve some of the goals that you've reached?
Yeah, I've not had what you would say as a standard classical follow the chain ladder kind of a career. I started as a software engineer way back when, 25 plus years ago. I went into program management, solution architecture, went into delivery, boarding services, to finally finding myself on the business side, helping and managing partners be growing and satisfied on our platforms. So I think what has helped me is I've had an opportunity to sit at every single table of that entire life cycle. So I have had a firsthand experience when we design new models to support our partners and customers, that I've had the opportunity to see it from all those angles. So it's actually helped me get better at what I'm doing for our customers.
I bet so, because if you've got that experience, you've been being in all the seats, and not only from the customer side, but each one of your different levels or angles that your team's coming to help your customers. You have a very good understanding. So I'm sure that's extremely helpful.
Yeah, it is. What we do is we put ourselves in the shoe of our partners and customers. I know that's a cliche, everyone says it. Luckily for me, I've sat on both sides of the table, both as a consumer of products as well as someone who delivers and helps maintain and manage those products. So it's given us a distinct view, and personally, my journey has given me that opportunity to know what works, what doesn't, and how do we better support them.
Okay, awesome. Well, if someone's listening right now and they want to learn how to get better at doing something, have you had any tips or tricks, anything you've listened to or read that maybe you can recommend?
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit of a story that I had run into very early in my career that I think I've held very close to my heart, and it's actually worked amazingly well. Anyone that's in a customer-facing role, that's making sure that the customers are taken care of and their interests are put forth as a priority. There was an article, I'm trying to remember, drawing a blank on who did it. They usually had a chair in your conference room designated for the customer. It's as though your customer is in every single conversation, and it holds you steady in terms of making sure that the decision you make is ultimately going to be in the good for your customers. I think that changed how I looked at things, how I perceived things, and how I executed on strategies, vision, and plans. And I think that would be the one thing I can tell anyone listening is, if you truly believe in your customer, make space for them in your day-to-day conversations.
And that's awesome because it keeps you thinking front of mind, keeps that chair. That's awesome. So as you've gone through that same journey, what's one of your biggest challenges or hurdles you've had to overcome?
Uh, there are quite a few. Nothing is easy and simple. Uh, as a customer success executive and leader, customers have always been at our forefront. You almost are under the weight of that burden to carry their voice into the organization, helping everyone understand what's critical for a customer, why is it important for them, what do you do. So there's a lot of work involved in making sure that voice is carried with the right gravity and expectations, and getting people rallied inside of your organizations to better support the customers. So that's not an easy job because each of us have specific areas of expertise, specific measurements, specific outcomes. But to get everyone pointed in the same direction is not an easy task. But luckily, we've built a culture around customers. I can't say the same across multiple other organizations I've been. So the biggest challenge definitely is getting the troops rallied behind the voice of the customer and making sure that we can handle their challenges effectively.
No, that's good. When it's and it sounds like you've got to kind of refine that and doing a great job doing it. So that's awesome. And it sounds like things are going well. And it's a lot of executives start having more and more success and have climbed. They start thinking of the future and what it's going to look like as you get through the path. And at some point, you can only put in so many hours per day. Some people start thinking about alternative investments or different ways to create income and wealth. Have you ever had any thoughts on like real estate or different alternative investments, things like that?
I think I missed the boat on real estate investment in Dallas. If you had talked to me about this pre-COVID, I would have said, no, I don't see much in there. Post-COVID was a different story. But that said, as anyone who's well accomplished or on their path to being well accomplished, I do recommend everyone to think about a more holistic approach of alternative investment opportunities, whether it's stocks, it's mutual funds, it's life insurance. There's multiple things that you would want to look at, not put all your eggs in the same basket, as the old cliche is. So I would definitely spend some time thinking about it, talking to financial advisors if possible. Take the guidance of experts. They know what they're doing.
No, for sure. And looking at those different, that's something like me being, I was in healthcare before I got into commercial real estate, and just looking at something different to do, or something where I eventually have some mailbox money. It's always been kind of a dream. So, what about as you're, looking forward in the next short while, do you have any exciting plans or initiatives in the next 6 to 12 months?
I'll respond to that in two ways. One is internally from a person perspective, and as an organization perspective. I'll start from the personal side. I'm an avid gardener. I mean, this is the growing season, so I've already got a bunch of things lined up and things I want to do in the yard and get out. The weather is nice. I'm also a biker, so I've got some trips lined up with my brother. The two of us go on a bike ride. So there's things on that front that I'm looking forward to, plus some international trips I'm quite excited about with the family. On a professional perspective, we have a lot going on. I mean, Global Payments and Worldpay, we're two of the larger payment processors, and combined, they are the largest payment processing company. We have a lot to do in terms of delivering on our commitment to our partners. So there's a lot of work ahead of us to honor that commitment, which I'm definitely looking forward to in the coming months.
But that's exciting because right now, just people like I can buy something from anywhere around the world. If I want coffee from Colombia or Italy or Africa, I could probably find it. You may have to do a little bit, but then and to be able to pay, it's just things have changed. What last 5, 7 years, 10 years? How much more you can buy from just somebody that an individual on a personal level could buy something from anywhere in the world right now. And so you guys are probably connecting it up to be able to pay. That sounds super, super exciting and growing more, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like the amount of financial solutions we provide to our partners, and they in turn provide to their merchants and consumers. It helps our partners grow, whether it's embedded finance, whether it's digital payment solutions. There's tons of different ways we provide value for our partners.
That's awesome. Great stuff. Well, Venu, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing some tips and insights with our listeners. If people would like to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to reach out or make contact with you?
I'm big on LinkedIn. So if anyone wants to ever reach out to me, hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm always open for a coffee, a conversation, getting to know someone new. So LinkedIn would be the best place. You could look me up at Venu Yeluripati on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing with our listeners. Everybody, thank you for listening. Be sure to like and share this episode and keep tuning in. And Venu, thank you. It's been great getting to chat with you and learning a little bit about what it is you do.
Thanks, Nick. Glad to be on.
Thanks for listening to the Flex Forward podcast. If you've got grit, growth, and a great story, visit flexforwardpodcast.com/guest to apply and join us on the show.